interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this breaking news story. Today, the world mourns the loss of one of the great icons of modern art, Alvin Strauss. Strauss, who decades ago revolutionized photography, died at the age of 49 today. Strauss's work has for the past 30 years been an instrument of change, debate, and scholarly pursuit. His most famous and haunting piece, The Eye of the Beholder, transformed how we see society today and what it means to be human. From Sydney to Rio de Janeiro, from New York to Beijing, many people across the globe stand united in vigil for the lost virtuoso. But still, the question persists. What is the meaning behind his original work? And what do we do now that the only person who could answer that is gone forever? To help answer that question, we go now live to the field with Alice Matthews, who is at one of the vigils. Alice.
We're here live at the scene of one of the vigils where many people have gathered to say their final goodbye to the legend that was Alvin Strauss, a man who meant so much to so many people through his work. Sir, can you tell us what you think about the passing of Mr. Strauss?
This was a truly great man. 15 years ago, I was living on the streets. It was Christmas. It was cold outside. There were, happy people all around me, but I just felt alone, abandoned. I was walking down Wilson Boulevard, and I passed this art gallery. It looked warm inside, so I went in and I started walking around, and this picture caught my eye.
Eye of the Beholder?
Yeah, I don't know anything about art or anything like that, but I mean, something about it. I just sat there and I stared at it just for hours. It said to me, like, life's not about the end. It's about being in the here and now. It made me feel connected. That picture saved my life.
And you, ma'am?
Yes, Mr. Strauss meant so much to me.
Can you elaborate?
I'm a teacher. About 6 years ago, I came across this picture and I was so taken by it. One of my classes is an art class, and every year I show it to my kiddos and we talk about it. How art can be whatever the person viewing it wants it to be. I think that's the true meaning of Eye of the Beholder. To me, it's so calming and beautiful in its simplicity. My kids learn a lifelong lesson from it. The world needs more beauty in it, like Strauss brought.
Thank you very much. The artist may be gone, but his work is not forgotten, at least not by this crowd. This is Alice Matthews reporting live. Back to you.
Take your seats, please. All right, sit down. All right, everyone, please settle down. Okay, as promised, today we have a very special guest lecturer. An artist who's elevated our field and breathed new life into the study of modern art. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to welcome to the podium Mr. Alvin Strauss.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here today. I'm so humbled by your enthusiasm for art and the soul of humanity. I've done many pieces in my time, but I think we all know what you came here to discuss. You all want to talk about Eye of the Beholder, right? Yeah. Here it is. The eye of the beholder displays a piece of my humanity that no other piece of work that I've done has yet captured. I didn't know how important this piece would be to me, much less anticipate how important it would be to the whole world. Being an artist is about putting yourself on display, the very beating heart of the soul, captured in a few million pixels.
What does it mean?
Just as the title suggests, Eye of the Beholder means something unique to everyone. I've heard some people say it means life to them. I've heard others say that it reminds them of a day long gone. I've even heard some people say that they see the face of Christ. I don't claim to have the secrets of the world, but I have been given an opportunity to hopefully reveal some of the secrets in others. What I hope you take away from this is that in each of us, there's a flower waiting to blossom, to go out, find your voice, find your sinner, and show it to the world. Because that can be an uplifting and beautiful thing.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Strauss. We'll now open the floor to questions, which I'm sure you all have.
Mr. Strauss, first off, I want to say that I love your work. My parents even say that I was conceived under that photo. My question for you is, how do you manage to balance the lack of negative space and yet draw the viewers into the center?
Excellent question. What I have found is that negative space is a waste in a picture, and that by having none, the viewer gets to decide what's important, and thereby making it unique as the person viewing it.
Fantastic answer. Thank you. Okay, next question. You, sir, up front?
Thank you. Hi, Mr. Strauss. Yes, thank you so much for being here today. Actually, to be honest, when I found out you're going to be speaking here this semester, I decided to enroll in the university. But anyway, I guess I just wanted to know how you deal with both the neo-sadism realism and the Platonic idealism in this piece, which clearly you indicate through the use of the frame.
That's not neo-sadism. That is clearly showing elements of Baroque cynicism mixed with Machiavellian arguments.
Oh, please. Okay, come on.
All right, everybody, settle down, please. One at a time. Please continue, Mr. Strauss.
Those are both very valid ways of viewing the piece, and they both have elements of all of that. But if you truly understand the piece, you understand that it has all of that, and it has none of that.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I think we have time for just one more. You miss, in the back there.
Yes, I had a question about your career. How have you dealt with the fact that your magnum opus came so early for you and that your career peaked at its beginning? I mean, how have you dealt with that fact?
That's a tough one.
Hello and welcome to the Mosaic Hour. I'm your host, Natalie Bridgewater. Joining us today, we have the New York Times best-selling author of Art from Within, Dante Pope. Also joining us is Dr. Jennifer Smits, head of the art department for the San Francisco Academy of Art, as well as Meredith Nealon, curator for the Museum of Modern Art. And last but not least, we have Benedict Allister, the gallery owner who first discovered the young phenom known as Alvin Strauss. Panel, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Today we will explore the work of Mr. Alvin Strauss. Brilliant artist or uncultured cretin? Mr. Allister, your thoughts?
When Alvin Strauss first stepped foot in my gallery, it was the most important day in the world of art since Picasso discovered Cubism. It was a momentous occasion for us all. When I first saw the picture, I was awestruck. There are no words to describe the way that I felt. It was not one emotion, but an entire maelstrom, and I was but a small, rudderless craft lost in the storm. To even suggest that Alvin Strauss is an uncultured cretin is beyond ludicrous.
I concur wholeheartedly. I have been trying for years to get Eye of the Beholder to visit the MoMA. But even a prestigious institution like mine has a 20-year wait.
What are you talking about? There's no clear subject in this picture. The use of negative space is non-existent, and it's been enhanced to the point that the veritas of the piece is long since lost. We have to stop claiming that this kind of crap is art, modern or not. It's amateurish. It belongs in a dropout art student's basement. I wouldn't reuse the canvas to hold a print of dogs playing poker.
So, Mr. Pope, what you're saying is that you disagree with millions of people across the globe that find this picture to be a symbol of hope and inspiration? A picture that has reinvigorated the world's art scene, a picture which, by no small contribution, has given you the climate to sell millions of books.
It's not surprising. When Van Gogh painted Cabbage and Clogs, there were very many close-minded individuals that failed to recognize his brilliance, too. It took time and persistence for Vincent to convince them, just like with Mr. Strauss.
But, unlike Van Gogh, Strauss has one piece, which people acclaim.
Da Vinci was also centuries ahead of his time. When we're able to catch up to Alvin's brilliance, we will be able to see the beauty in all his work, not just Beholder.
Alvin Strauss is nothing but a charlatan. All of his works, especially Beholder, are nothing but garbage. I would use the painting to wipe my own ass.
Mr. Pope, I have to insist that you respect the spirit of debate and keep your language clean.
I'm sorry. I can't sit here and listen to you people drink Kool-Aid and call it wine.
Well, we will be back to this lively and passionate debate after a brief word from our sponsors.
I think maybe a little bit more. It's like you should. That's kind of cool. I mean, this is like I couldn't do this. No way.
I do too. Yeah.
I do too.
The beach is always very relaxing. Right. You did a good job with the waves and making the.
It's time, Alvin. Are you ready?
Okay. Let's do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure to open this season with a newcomer to the scene. A young man who will become defining of his generation of artists. The moment he stepped into my studio, I knew he had a certain je ne sais quoi about him. Something about his work elevates the human psyche above the base and debauched realms in which it dwells, allowing it for a moment to kiss the face of God himself. And now, everyone, help me welcome Alvin Strauss.
Thanks for coming. Hope you enjoy it.
Alvin Strauss, everyone. And now it is my distinct privilege to present this young man's first of many great works, Eye of the Beholder.
Where did you get the inspiration for this?
I don't know. I guess I always had it inside of me.
I think it's the most marvelous picture I've seen this year.
This year? I think this is the best picture I've seen at this gallery.
It's infinite. It's like there's no beginning or end.
Thanks.
It's a brilliant piece, Alvin. I knew everyone would like it. I never doubted you for a second. Interesting. Dull. Uninspiring. I'm sorry. Mr. Strauss, is it?
Alvin Strauss.
Mr. Strauss, I'm sorry to say that your work simply is not the caliber that I like to keep at my gallery. Perhaps an elementary school would be more appropriate.
I'm sorry, I'll pick that up.
Well, please do hurry. Wait a minute. Mr. Strauss, what is that one?
This one?
Yes. Something about it calls to me. The lack of negative space. The conflict in the subject-object relationship. The sheer arrogance of the piece itself. This is yours?
Yeah, it's all me.
What's it a picture of? It's beautiful. It's haunting. It draws me into it.
Well, it's something that each person has, but has to figure out for themselves.
I simply must have this piece. I'll build the entire gallery around it. What did you say it was called?
Eye of the Beholder.
Eye of the Beholder. Eye of the Beholder. Yes, it's perfect. No, it's more than perfect. It's phenomenal. It's groundbreaking. It's marvelous. Alvin, I'm going to make you a star.
All right.
I need a scarecrow after what you did, 'cause all of the birds know that I'm almost dead. I'm barely breathing. You left me in pieces.
Art schools. Some subjective crap anyway. They wouldn't know art if it bit them in the...
Wake me up, 'cause you're just a ghost inside my head. You're just a ghost, you're never there. You're just a memory on my lips, 'cause you're just a ghost inside my head. I need an angel after what you did, 'cause you were the devil. You messed with my head. You lied to my mother. You lied to my friends. in this century. Don't wake me up, 'cause you're just a ghost inside my head. You're just a ghost, you're never there. You're just a memory on my lips, 'cause you're just a ghost inside my head.